Okay. So what we thought we need to have since we are talking about video, we will show a few videos here and how the brands are. What is the thought behind it? Yesterday night, I was supposed to be thinking about what is that one video which really, gave a wow moment. And trust me, 3:30 in the morning when I got up, this tune was running in my mind. Since then, late 80s, the TV which came to my house and Bunyad, Hum Log, Dekh Bhai Dekh, Chai Git, Phul Khile, Gulshan Gulshan, and since then and now what we're talking about, all sort of formats, all sort of devices, personalized content, AR, MR, VR. Things have changed a lot. We have great brands here, and we had a discussion, and one of the things that I wanted to know is that what is their strategy? These are all challenges for us with so much of technology changes, but how are we are using it? Now, Hitesh, the first one is that your consumer, yesterday also your CEO discussed your strategies here, but I just wanted to know your consumer is really want to know, she knows what she wants. The content for her has to be relevant, personalized, and right the way that she wants it. Wanted to know what is your video content strategy? Probably you can start with a video of Nika and explain what went behind it.
On my Nika TV. Guys, I'm so excited to Phone and Diamond. Everybody knows Phone and Diamond. So I put this video to show you the complete consumer journey that you can really extract out of content. So like initial few years, we invested a lot of time and money in creating the content which is relevant and what people really want to search, because as I said, beauty is it's a highly involved category, and people search for how-tos, or they search for quick hacks, or they would want to understand the benefit of the product. And slowly what we realized is that a lot of people are actually not looking for information on Google or articles or blogs per se, but they straight away go to YouTube and they type what they really want to search for, and they read the information, and then after they consume the information, they make a choice where to buy it from. So Falguni and I decided that if we own the ecosystem of knowledge, we will probably own the customer over a long period. So we were kind of fortunate because our competitors till now has not invested that kind of money on videos. So if there's a way that you can actually give value to people and you can educate people about the product, sooner or later they come and convert. But the technology wasn't sophisticated at that point of time to really attribute the success directly or indirectly out of all the videos that we were investing. But over a period of time, we matured. We got the right partners. We understood the consumer journey, at least for the registered customers, because now 77% of our business happens on the app. So essentially the app customer is logged into the app, is logged into Google Chrome, logged into YouTube, so we can kind of map the entire journey. And we understood that since we own a lot of ecosystem in beauty, we do get a lot of customers. So we took the entire ecosystem inside the app also as well, and a lot of consumers now are actually looking at how-tos in the app. So it's a two-way journey. You can go to a product page and you can click on the video to learn how to use the product, or you can go straight away to the app channel, the video channel inside the app, and look at the video, and you can see all the products tagged in that. Click on the product and complete the journey.
It's very interesting that way, because one thing I really liked about is the way the music went there, and they show how to do that. I think there is one more important question, because you are talking about very advanced user there. But Ankit, the question to you, yesterday I attended your session and we were talking about Bharat versus India. But I'm quite sure every metro person here, has a Bharat in him, and every secondary and tertiary cities have an India in him. You as such a big brand there, and has a one of the old also. How do you solve this dichotomy? Okay, is there any different content strategy that you have for Bharat and those for India?
Yeah, sure. So with all the glitz that I have on the stage, I think I'm one of the old school guys, right? The old world companies that is there on stage. But yeah, to answer your question, yes, we have a content strat, but the strat is not about creating differential content, right? The reality is that most of the brands that we have in our stable are heritage brands that have existed and evolved with our consumers over the years. And these have existed in various forms for various consumers across geographies in this country. The bigger question is, as we try to evolve our brand, how do we maintain a certain LCM that's common to these consumers, that can appeal to each one of these consumers individually and collectively at the same time. Yeah, so to give you an example, we have a brand called Parachute, which all of you all have heard about, I'm presuming, right? Now, Parachute for the rural consumer is a very, very different animal compared to the urban consumer. And, early last year, when we decided to start on a journey of synergizing the franchise, we realized that it's not about what we create as video assets or technology or trends, but what's the core insight that binds my consumers together. And that's when we realized that Parachute finally stands for nurturance, for love. Yeah, and therefore, if we build on that insight and then create our content strat from there on, more often than not, we will be able to talk to the consumer in a manner that makes sense to her.
But with your experience, do you think the same sort of a video content would work in both the places if sort of addresses to the core need of a consumer? Is there any experience on that if you want to share for a particular content?
Yeah, so look, the execution itself, the last mile execution might differ in terms of how you take it forward, but we are absolutely clear that the insight remains common, right? That doesn't change, and that's the essence of what the brand stands for. So as long as that's common across, you can treat it in different ways for different consumers, right?
That's very very interesting, and I think coming from that perspective, I really want to know, Pallavi, from you, because you had managed the Harley brand, okay, and now I think MG Motor first vehicle SUV is going to be launched first quarter of next year, I suppose, okay. Now, to be the very fact that here is that probably many of us, many of in India probably wouldn't know the brand, okay. Though they may have seen in some of the movies and things like that. And it's a very crowded market here, and auto industries, it could be really, it could be very difficult. So what is your video, I mean, do you have any strategy, and if it yes, what is it, how will you sort of reach out and tell that brand story to Indians?
So I think first is that it was amazing to listen to the whole idea about Amazon Alexa, and yesterday about CNN, what they've done with Volvo. There isn't any secret sauce. The sauce keeps evolving. You need to find, there's no loyal customers today, and you can't own a customer space. You have to become part of their life over a life cycle of a period of time. But for us, because it's a 94-year-old brand, I'm sure a lot of you may not know what MG is, but what we are trying to do at this point, the brand launches next year, April 2019, but the whole idea is how do we create mind space in a clutter space where there's so many cars, everybody wants to be value conscious, whether it's cars, whether it's to do with buying even a shampoo, or it's to do with buying a lipstick. Everybody sees what is the benefit I'm getting. But I think from our standpoint, because the segment is still very high indulgence, that how do we create advocates of the brand who potentially can say that the brand stands for X, Y, and Z, instead of brand shouting out with the branded content saying, this is what we are. The MG has always stood for people, experiences, and community. So we pegged on community as an angle, which I think has become imperative for marketers to understand that you have to really play on understanding what the brand stands for and how you can extend that branch it out to a larger cause. So I'll actually show you a small video. It's a long format for that matter, but it really a sense is that how we can create more brand advocates who can potentially in the future become our evangelists than brand being an evangelist themselves. So I'll request to cue the video, which
but,
actually
it's very interesting one because many a times what I see is that many of those auto brand ads, they look very similar.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. What is the video that you're going to show? Shani, can we play the video, please?
During my early years, I have been very confused about my own identity. I felt like a complete woman, yet my body was different. And as a teenager, I've gone through severe struggles and that were really tearing my heart apart. I would say that the first incidents that I really saw was rape of my best friend. I couldn't tell my parents what happened because they don't approve my friendship with trans people. So the next morning I told her, let's go to the police and complain, and she said, no, we are not going to the police because the police will ask me, you're a sex worker, why did you go at night outside? This happens to all the transgender people every day. In one way or the other, we are physically, psychologically, socially, economically abused. That one instance has changed my perception towards my future. I realized that I was tired of living in fear and I wanted to live my life on my own terms, come what may. Art is not only about me or my community. It's about the beauty of nature, it's about the beauty of animals and the beauty of human beings. It also contains a lot of visually experimental work. And through my art, I try to help others, my transgender community, as well as people who really deserve to be helped. Art is a way for me to express my emotions, my joy, my pain, my anguish, everything. I started Sahodari to create a safe space for transgenders to support them so that they can live with dignity. Dignity because people think we don't deserve it. We deserve it. We use art as a medium not only for expression but also for earning a livelihood. Today, Sahodari as an organization focuses on legal rights, education and artistic expression. Many transgender people are now earning their livelihood through this.
சகோதரி ஃபவுண்டேஷன் என்கிற ஒரு அமைப்பில் வந்துட்டு நான் குழு அமைப்பாக இருக்கிறேன். நான் ஓவிய பயன்களை எல்லாம் கற்றுக் கொடுத்தார்கள். அங்கே கல்கி வந்து எனக்கு சந்தோஷமாக ஓவிய பயன்களை எல்லாம் கற்றுக் கொடுத்தார்கள். அது மட்டும் இல்லாமல் பணம் சம்பாதிக்கிற அளவு திறமைகள் எல்லாம் என்னை வளர்த்தார்கள்.
Even today people look down upon me, laugh at me or say hurtful things against me. I know that the best response that I can give is through the work that I do. I will fight till the day when a transgender person can walk down the streets without whispers, without shame, as long as I live.
Very different approach, Pallavi. This is amazingly great. Okay, it really sort of got that band into my head a lot. Now coming to, there is a very interesting thing that I had read a few days back. In the Maslow's hierarchy of shopping, it seems travel comes on the top. Okay, Ashish. Okay, this is like self-actualized people. Okay, so what is it? Which video of yours do you think that you're proud of and has worked onto it a lot?
One thing I've been associated with is the word viral, and that's very dangerous because viral as an outcome is never in our hands. What's in our hands is that performance, that what viral will be an outcome, right? So 4.5 years back, I made a video which went viral, the first one, and I was really happy because I was in the video, so people were spotting me on the streets, and I was really scared because agar dusra video viral nahi hua, so my career was done. I was like a one-hit wonder, Harry Baveja. So I thought 30 million views with all the experiments we've done in content and figured out that what's that one thing we need to focus on, that viral is a result, is an outcome. Like this December, my boss, I had a chat with him, he says, ek emotional video bana. I'm like, ye lo combi flam, so ek emotional video ho jayega. Because the thing is, emotion is again an outcome. Because if I start making, like I can't tell you a funny joke, you decide if it's funny or not. Right? I can only focus on the structure of the joke, how I deliver the joke, the punchline, but you will decide if it's funny hai ki nahi hai. So similarly, I was like, what can I focus on? We've done a lot of content which is worthy of sharing. Share worthy is a keyword for viral. So I'm like, agar kuch emotional banana hai, to what can we do? And our DNA over the last 4 years has been ki sab kuch khud karenge. Right? We will do everything in-house. So we made this video, you know, there was a process behind it. There's a method to the madness behind all the videos which go viral. Matlab, tukke nahi hai, hope is not a strategy for us. Because I was really scared in the beginning that I don't want to align my career with hope. Like my mom, she's a speech therapist. I asked her one day, aapke patient kaise aate hain? She's like, I'm like, India mein sari hope strategy kyun hoti hai? Matlab, kuch kar kyun nahi rahe uske liye, right? So I put a Google ad campaign on the side and she's, you know, she's getting calls every day. So there's a method to the madness which we obsess about videos which people will share like crazy, right? Which matter to them. Which is, see, uska ROI, uska branding hai, app conversion. The biggest video hit 73 million views and we got 20,000 app installs. And the video I'm going to show you, it's done 100% in-house. Even the script was written in-house. Right? First time we hired a celebrity to do it. So can we just play the video?
मंजिल है अलग मगर चलना सबको साथ है. हर ट्रेन में कुछ तो घर वाली बात है. सीट कंफर्म होने की खुशी जैसे एग्जाम किया हो पास. ना भी कंफर्म हुई तो जनरल डिब्बे में है चांस. सरक सरक कर लोगों ने एक्स्ट्रा जगह बनाई. वेटिंग लिस्ट वालों को भी कंफर्म सीट दिलवाई. एडजस्ट करने का यहां सबके पास खिताब है. हर ट्रेन में कुछ तो घर वाली बात है. ट्रेन का हो या घर का, दरवाजे तक सब छोड़ने आते. जब तक न चल पड़े गाड़ी तब तक खिड़की से ही बतियाते. चढ़ न सका कोई तो एक हाथ नजर आया. लाओ मैं रख देता हूं कहकर सबका सामान टिकाया. मदद करने में यहां हर कोई उस्ताद है. हर ट्रेन में कुछ तो घर वाली बात है. हर बोगी में होती है चाय की पेमेंट पर लड़ाई. अरे मैं दूंगा पैसे. नहीं 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 मैं दूंगा भाई. चाय की चुस्की भरते ही शुरू होती है चर्चा. पॉलिटिक्स हो या क्रिकेट या हो बच्चों का पर्चा. एडवाइस देने को हर कोई तैनात है. हर ट्रेन में कुछ तो घर वाली बात है. चेन खींच कर देखने का हर बच्चे का है सपना. बेटा पुलिस पकड़ के ले जाएगी कोई कह ही देता है अपना. छोटे हो या बड़े कैसे भी हो पैर, एक ही चप्पल से करते हैं बाथरूम तक की सैर. अपनी चप्पल ढूंढने का टाइम किसके पास है. हर ट्रेन में कुछ तो घर वाली बात है. ऐसे ही एक घर की तरह सारा देश जुड़ जाता है. हंसते खेलते हर कोई अपनी राह मुड़ जाता है. हाँ मंजिल तो है अलग मगर चलना सबको साथ है. हर ट्रेन में कुछ तो घर वाली बात है.
आशीष, इस वीडियो में कुछ वायरल वाली बात है. Okay.
You know, thank you. We follow the same method which we use for all the videos. That, you know, that emotion thing should be an outcome. It should not be forced. And the best thing which I loved about this video was it had like 15 million views, 1 lakh people shared it. But the Railway Minister of India, he wrote a poem and then shared this video.
Oh, great.
To me, that means a lot than just, you know, because views to kharid lete na. Facebook, YouTube में पैसे खर्चो, views तो आ जाएंगे.
So we
but
have,
on engagement, we have to earn. The content has to earn that.
Our time has been cut to almost 25 minutes. Okay. So there are around 6 minutes are left now. So we're topping a few questions, but really want to know, talking about the process here. If I go back around 12 years back, there was a wow moment which happened for me. How many of you know Ananova, the virtual newscaster? Okay, okay. So it was really a wow. Long back, 2005-ish. You know, we had not heard of AR, VR, MR, so on and so forth. From there to now, there are lots of things. Yesterday we were discussing and we talked about deep fake, okay, whereas a real-time machine learning can actually change the faces. So many things, AR, MR, everything is happening. Now, how do you, I would actually, Ankit, for you, question is that for a brand like yours, how do you track these changes? Is there a process? Because he has a process for making things viral. Is there a process for, you know, tracking trends and probably riding on that?
So again, so for us, it's not the trends that we are chasing, right? So for us, it's important to get that insight right, get the concept right, and then build the right communication that can really resonate with the consumer. Yeah, so maybe we are a little staid, old school from that point of view. And, but all said and done, I think for us it's more important to connect with our consumer with the right emotion, and then give the RTB the benefit so that we drive consideration and trial. So yes, trends are interesting, but they have a time and a place. They're not what drives us to the end objective. Yeah.
Okay. So does it mean, because like, when you see now a lot of content is created by the consumer themselves, okay? One of the thing you must have heard of, I'm quite sure you may have seen it, dancing uncle and chai pillow type of a stuff, right? Okay, so Pallavi, question to you here, okay? I know the brands that you manage probably would not like to sort of associate with, but let me change the question a bit. When things like things go viral and some of this content is really good, like I'm talking about really good content, when the brands gets associated with, the consumer starts sort of isolating from that. So what is that balance? Okay, do you really associate with those brands? If yes, is there a formula behind it?
No, I mean, I think Chai Pillow and iDiva kind of, because the content they kind of produce is so authentic, that is the reason people get glued to it. And the moment brands kind of try and plug in their message there, without having relevance to what the brand stands for, is when you're trying to, deviate the customer and actually getting irritated. Like, for example, I'm a big iDiva fan. I mean, that was something I would want to watch. But now, all of a sudden, they've started doing Flipkart pe jaake lipstick le lo. And it's so irritating. You don't want to see it. So I think from a marketer's perspective, and I really appreciate what you just said, that it's so cluttered that you need to really understand what do you want to achieve. And it's always not the numbers. And it's always not about what are you connected. Is there a connection of brand to what you want to do? Sometimes you have to build that connection. And building that block, sometimes there are a lot of hindrances to it, but that's how a lot of our content comes out. I mean, the content which you showed and what we tried to do with MG Changemakers, and all these 5 women we did with Changemakers actually, they've become our brand advocates. They will go and tell 100 more people than us trying to get a branded content in a TV series or online, which is quite irritating for that matter as consumers ourselves. So I think you need to really understand.
That's a very interesting one. We hardly have 2 minutes. A quick last question for everyone. One of the item was, what are the next trends? Can you name the trends that you think are going to be the big one or two quickly? One.
I think the biggest trend right now is regional content. That's going to be fucking huge, right? The Google event 2 days back, everybody is going gaga over regional, because regional we still have to crack.
In terms of formats?
In terms of the type of content, understanding the culture, and it's not just about translation, ki bhai ek video alag language mein chala diya. It's more about understanding the culture, because the numbers are increasing so fast in regional content, right? We did an experiment last year which got like 3 lakh shares and 23 million views, but that was first experiment which validated this idea that this is a big trend. But the numbers are everywhere. But getting into, like, to me, right now, a video is a hit when it's a hit in Kanpur, Allahabad, Patna, Pune.
Okay, so regional is the trend that you're looking for. Ankit, what about you? We see those opening box and things like videos. Anything that specific that you think?
Yeah, so for us, I think the big shift has been the fact that we need to think and layer our content in a way that it upfronts itself or upfronts the brand to the consumer. Right? Because we've realized that more and more, either you get integrated into the content and synergize so well that the consumer doesn't mind having you there, or you upfront yourself so much that they have no option but to get exposed to you before they actually get to the content. Yeah, so that's for me the big shift, because we're just not used to that, right? We are used to weaving a story and narrative and then finally revealing the brand. I think we need to shift gears in this new day and age.
That's a great one, Pallavi. Anything technology related one?
No, I think foundation is very important and regional, absolutely. I think vernacular is the way to go. We've become much more glued to what we like to read and to see. But I think technology is the enabler. Content still will be the king. Emotion is important. Technology, sometimes we build technology here and we forget the layer which is very important. Technology will always be enabler. But the technology foundation, I think, is very important for us to, as marketers, that we build the right foundation so that the architecture of the foundation is so strong that when you push out anything you want to do, it's measurable and it's scalable. If it isn't scalable, then there is a problem.
Hitesh, what about you?
I think most of the points are covered, and we just see that appointment watching will just go away and it'll be just on demand. So if you guys have a content directory, so make sure you have your own platform, because otherwise you'll not be really extracting the juice out of it. So as I said, that create your own content, and out of that ensure that you have an on-demand platform of your own. So I think that will be the future.
I think from my perspective, I think MR is something that I would look forward to a lot. In the book, Satya Nadella's book also, he has given a lot of importance to that. And another thing which are really I'm getting excited about is a deep fake. Has anyone read about it? Around 2 weeks back, there was a story about it. You know, real time, like just imagine you are in a theater and you're watching a movie and you're wearing a sort of a deep fake, technology, and you can see the hero in with you. You can be a, James Bond there playing there. Okay, so something like this could be a really great one. Thank you very much.